Welcome to those people who are already in the room. I hope that you are well. We are going to take some time to get everybody settled. So while we're settling in, let's just enable the chat here and make sure that we can all say hi. Fantastic. All right. If everybody could jump onto the chat and say hi, that would be great. Make sure that your settings are to everyone and not just the host and the panelists. Otherwise, you're just chatting with myself and Tanya and Chris at this stage. So please change your settings so that you are chatting to everyone, so that you are chatting to all of your fellow entrepreneurs. So those people who have joined us on time, fantastic. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And please jump onto the chat and say, how's it? Let us know maybe where you are sitting in the world so we know where everybody is today. Always exciting to see how very big the entrepreneurial circle is. So if you are just jumping in now, please bear with us as we let everybody settle in. Jump onto the chat, switch your little drop down so it says to everyone, and make sure that you are chatting to everyone and not just the hosts and the panelists. And let us know whereabouts in the world you are sitting today. I'm sitting in a very cold part of Cape Town. There is a gale blowing outside, and hence I'm wearing my warm jacket, even indoors. So yeah, we are going to wait a little bit for all the people that we need to arrive Tanya and Chris, welcome. Thank you for being here. And we just need to make sure that the rest of the people who have signed up to join today's very exciting closing ceremony have done so, have jumped on. So let's give everybody another minute or two. If you are just joining us, please jump on the chat and let's keep this chat going the whole way through. Fantastic. Tanya, just won't you, Stuart's saying that he needs to be admitted. Won't you just check on why that is and where he is to admit him? He should be able to get straight in. Okay, Chris, we're
Just
on
checking
that.
if he does have access to the right link. So just confirming that.
Great. Everybody else who's arriving now, welcome, welcome. Please jump onto the chat and let us know that you are here and whereabouts it is you are coming in from. Fantastic. I'm not seeing Stuart in the attendees list either. Brilliant. More and more people are joining. As you join, please open up the chat, change it to read to everyone, and then we can make sure that you are talking to more than just us, the panelists. You're talking to the whole group of entrepreneurs today. So welcome, Sikisa. I see you are here. Fantastic. Thanks for coming in. We're waiting for a few more people to join us. Sikisa, I'm just going to... Tanya, if you could, there we go, there's Set. And if you could promote Sikisa as well, Zakisa to panelists, that would be fantastic. Welcome, Set. Let's do a quick test of microphones and cameras. There we go.
Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Good to see you, Set. Welcome. And everything is working, so we're good to go. Fantastic. If you've just arrived, please jump onto the chat and let us know where in the world you are sitting today. And we will be getting underway very shortly. We just want to give it a few more minutes to make sure everybody has settled. Chris, if you could just ping me, let me know what is happening with Stuart. And if he's managing, that would be great. And those of you who have started the chat, please make sure your setting is to everyone, not just to host and panelist, okay? So when you open up your chat function, click the little drop down and it must say to everyone, not just to host and panelist. That way you are going to be able to talk to the entire room. And I want to make sure that everybody is able to see who you are, where you are, and what you're thinking and what you're feeling. So please do change your chat to read to everyone. Jump in there, let us know where in the world you are sitting, and a very, very warm welcome to those people who are just joining us. We've got, I'm going to start in about a minute's time. I'm just making sure that we have everybody in the room. And I see more and more of the whole of South Africa being represented. I might have missed if we haven't have anybody sitting internationally, but I'm seeing Limpopo, I'm seeing Johannesburg, Durban, Eastern Cape, Port Elizabeth or Gqeberha, Gqeberha, and where are we? Cradock. Geez, nice representation in Eastern Cape, Pretoria, all over South Africa. Fantastic. I'm sure there's some people coming in from an international place. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. Those people who have just arrived, welcome, welcome. Please change your chat so that it says to everyone, not just to the panelists and hosts, so that you are chatting to everybody. Stuart, fantastic to see you. Let's do a quick mic check. I can see you. Let's see if your mic is working.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Perfect. We can hear you. We can see you. Welcome, Stuart. Thank you so much. Fantastic. So we seem to have most people in the room. There may well be people joining us as we progress with today's session. Please do extend a warm welcome to them as they arrive in the room. We're very excited to have everybody here. And we have tested both Seth and Stuart's microphones and cameras, and we are good to go. Tanya, thumbs up from your side. Chris, thumbs up from your side. Excellent.
Good.
Excellent. All right, ladies and gentlemen, a very, very warm welcome and a happy warm welcome to the grand finale of the Startup School Entrepreneurship Development Program, the digital close, the prize giving, and of course, the celebration of your presentation, which was the February to June of this year. Today, we're going to take a little bit of a look back at the journey that you've all undertaken with us here at Startup School. And of course, we're going to be revealing the much anticipated prize winner. I'm thrilled to see you all here today, and thank you for taking the time to be with us. I'm Jared Kruger, as you know, the head of education at Startup School, and I'm going to be hosting today's event. As you'll have noticed, we are recording for those people that are unable to attend. And of course, those people that may have some technical difficulties getting in. So we will be able to share this with everybody. So let's give a very warm welcome to us all. A big round of applause for making it here today. And I want to hope that everybody is sitting comfortably and warmly. And obviously a very, very big welcome to our special guests from Investec, Sethegani Manchidi and Zikisa Mbaza from Investec. And of course, our co-founders, Stuart Cohen and Christopher Hoskin, and our fantastic coaches, Tanya, Gil, and Simone Stellenboom. Tanya also happens to be the most brilliant course coordinator and somebody who I'm sure you are all very familiar with. So a warm welcome to all our special guests. And a huge shout out to Investec, South Africa's most innovative bank, for their unwavering support. It's their partnership that has made this entire experience possible. So thank you, Seth, Zikisa, and the entire Investec team. So let's also give a huge round of applause to the broader Startup School team for the dedication in nurturing entrepreneurs and fostering entrepreneurship in South Africa. You guys all rock. And now let's roll out the virtual red carpet for Stuart Cohen, co-founder of Startup School and the honorary chairman of Mr. Price. And Stuart's entrepreneurial success largely speaks for itself and is legendary. And it's driven by that of resilience and determination. And I'd like Stuart to share some words with you on today's very special occasion. Over to you, Stuart.
Thanks, Jared, for those warm words. I can't see the red carpet, but I'm sure it's there somewhere. But thank you. It's always fun to attend these prize givings after everybody's done a great deal of work over the 12 weeks. And so I want to congratulate all of you who completed the program. Congratulate first on getting onto the program and then completing the program, and also congrats to the finalists. I also want to congratulate you on choosing the choice you've made to become entrepreneurs. That's not an easy choice. You've decided that you want to control your own destiny, you want to have your own business, and that's a huge life-changing decision. Now, we'll talk a little bit in a moment about how difficult it is to exploit that decision. But the fact you've made the decision, that you've made a choice to go on this program, says so much about you and your vision for yourself. So congrats on that. I want to tell you a little bit about the Startup School and why we're here. Because as you all know, our country has an enormous unemployment problem. Almost 9 million people between the ages of 15 and 25 don't have jobs. And that's the most important challenge facing the country. So we recognize from all the research we did that only entrepreneurs are the ones who will be able to create those jobs. Big companies are more inclined to reduce jobs, machinery efficiency. So in every country where entrepreneurship has taken off, job creation has proceeded extremely well. So that's why we're here. We want to support entrepreneurs. We want to make it easier for entrepreneurs to be successful because we have a very high rate of failure amongst entrepreneurs. And that's why we started the Startup School. And you may ask how we're doing. Well, we're getting lots of traction. I mean, it's a very exciting stage for us. We've been at it for nearly 7 years. And now we have thousands of people applying to do the program, which says something about the Startup School and the number of entrepreneurs that are out there. So I think we had 7,000 applications for the latest course. And so we need to find the funds to expand the Startup School so that more people can take this wonderful program. So we're also getting a lot of recognition from overseas. We're getting and looking for more donors, and we're getting a lot of support from a lot of quarters. But the biggest support we've had has been from Investec, and without Investec, there wouldn't be a Startup School. So to Investec, to SET, and to Zikisa, thank you enormously for your support over these 7 years. It's just a pleasure to work with you. You understand the importance of entrepreneurship to this country, and you understand how important it is to support early stage entrepreneurs. So thank you to both of you. Thanks to the Startup School team, and to Tanya and Simon, to Chris and Jared. Guys, you're doing a wonderful job, and I'm really proud of what you've achieved, especially now that we're reaching a kind of high volume critical mass level. So I have a simple message, a couple of simple messages that I'd like to share with you. First of all, to be an entrepreneur is tough. Failure comes as part of the territory, and you have to bounce back and come up again. Multiple failures, I'm afraid, is how it all works. It doesn't work first time. I had 2 huge failures before I finally got started. So don't be put off by failure. I say to people, when they say they're starting their own business, I said, have you thought about how hard it's going to be? And they say, yes. And then I say to them, well, it's going to be 100 times harder than you're imagining it. So, and the other thing I would say is try and find a niche, what I call a propitious niche, a segment in the market where customers are not being satisfied. You try not to copy something that's out there. Try and use your ingenuity, your creativity to do something different, and customers will flock to your business, whatever it is. And then finally, you must test. You need to test and change and reposition your business again and again until you get it right. Don't expand until you've got a model that's really working. So there's a couple of thoughts on how it. Oh yeah, the other thing is, of course, please bootstrap. Do not pay yourselves huge salaries when you're starting out. As far as possible, stay employed in another job and do this on the side. And only when the business can really afford you should you move out and start. If you're already you need to start and you don't have a job, well, then you've just got to work a lot faster to make it work. But you reduce your risk by having having a backup for income. So the one thing I do want to say to all of you is that or every one of you who made it to the shortlist are incredible jockeys. We call you jockeys not because we want you to go horse racing, but we want you to go racing ahead as entrepreneurs. So we have in the finalist fantastic entrepreneurs. Sometimes some of you may be riding the wrong horse, or you need to adapt your model. Some of you are asking for far more money than we can provide. We'd like to be able to provide. One of you asked for 3 million. Well, our prize is 100,000, so it won't make much impact. And it's about impact that the prize is based. So we look for a business in the finalists where 100,000 can move the needle. And so by and large, we look for businesses that are already on the road, that are generating some income, that have some customers, rather than ideas that are not tested. Sometimes we do appoint people a prize where the idea is just spectacular. But by and large, you have to get through the testing startup stage to win the prize. So don't be disappointed if you don't win the prize. There'll be further opportunities for you to pitch for prizes. We have our annual big prize competition. So, but I just wanted to make that clear, that the testing criteria and set will go into them a lot more. We award prizes subject to a whole series of rules, but runs on the board are really important. So my wish for you is to follow your dreams, and one day you will be well rewarded as an entrepreneur. It's a great place to be. So good luck with your businesses. I applaud all of you, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stuart. And really a huge thank you for your vision and ongoing commitment to growing businesses and, of course, the economy in South Africa and beyond. But let's take a little moment to reflect on the transformative journey that you have had with Startup School. As Chinua Achebe once said, if you don't like someone's story, write your own. And you've all been writing your own stories and revising and refining as you go. This 12-week course was just the very, very beginning, a thrilling chapter in your entrepreneurial adventure. Engaging with entrepreneurs like you, especially in challenging times, really does fill me with hope and inspiration. You are inventors, creators, innovators, and most importantly, and this is really, really important, you're doers. You're the ones who build, rebuild, and keep pushing forward, adding positively to the broader story that is our humanity. And I had this really great privilege of witnessing your growth from your application videos to your final pitches. And it's been incredible to see the shifts and the multiple realizations, the growth that you've all experienced. So despite the local and global challenges we face, and each one of you really has embodied the true spirit of entrepreneurship as defined by Peter Drucker, which is creating something new and different, seizing opportunities amidst change. Your response to challenges like the struggling economy and inequality and environmental issues has been inspiring. So according to Drucker, you are all true entrepreneurs. Ben Okri beautifully captured the spirit when he said, the most authentic thing about us is our capacity to create, to overcome, to endure, to transform, to love, and to be greater than our suffering. And I really wish for you to hold on to this quote as you move forward. Now, before we dive into the exciting prize announcement from Investec, I'd like us all to remember the true value of this experience that you've just had. The Startup School's Entrepreneurship Development Program offered you a unique chance to learn, to experiment, to collaborate, and network in a supported environment. And I really do believe that this experience is invaluable and will strengthen you as entrepreneurs far beyond any prize that you could win. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Setlagani Manchidi, Head of CSI at Investec, and a key partner in the success of Startup School's education offerings. We're incredibly privileged to have Set with us today, and I'd like to hand over to him to take us into the very exciting next stage of today's ceremony and celebration. Set, over to you.
Thank you very, very much, Jared, and good afternoon to all of you. I know it's cold, but I'm hoping that the various parts of the country where you're at, you are comfortable, you're keeping warm, you're keeping healthy, And yeah, what a day it is. I always look forward to these graduations and associated announcements. But before I get into the announcements per se, I really also want to make a few remarks with regards to entrepreneurship, and particularly perhaps yourselves and the choice that you have made. I am always in awe of people who choose to go down this path. This is not necessarily the easiest of paths, no doubt. I'm talking to people who've experienced it. Entrepreneurship can be rather a very lonely space and road to travel, which is why the likes of ourselves, Investec, together with Startup School, partnering with the team there and Stuart, would put up initiatives such as this one, because we understand how lonely, how hard, how disheartening at times entrepreneurship can be. But we also understand equally in the same breath how important entrepreneurship is, particularly in a country such as ours. We've obviously just been through elections. We are formulating governments of national unity. Our president has been inaugurated, and I see the markets have responded favorably. Sentiments is such as the rand is going up. People are upbeat, a bit anxious and all. But I think it seems to suggest that we've placed too much hope in politics and government. And I really want to, on a day like this, turn to you to really remind you of how important you are in the bigger scheme of things, in the context of a South Africa Inc., a South Africa Rebuild project, because, you know, entrepreneurs see opportunity where there are challenges. And of course, South Africa is beset. It is beset with many challenges. And the trick is this, is for people such as yourselves to turn as best as you possibly can some of these challenges to add into opportunities that enable you to add value and derive value, by the way. Add value, and I want to talk about add value. I'm talking about making a difference, about helping people cope better with some of the challenges that they face day to day. But in the context of you being an entrepreneur, derive value in the process. You know, entrepreneurs often possess, as I often say, qualities such as creativity and resilience. In the midst of all this, all these challenges I'm talking about, we seek your creativity. We seek your innovative way of thinking and of looking at things to really make a meaningful contribution to society. But I talk as if the only thing that you can help us solve is solve and address our challenges. Actually, not only just in the form of challenges, it is also in the form that we also accept and realize that in your growth as an entrepreneur, in your business's growth, lies the possible growth of many other people. Because many of you will run entities that will ultimately employ people. You know, I often reflect, I've been with Investec now for 21 years, and I reflect as Investec celebrates 50 years of being around, I often reflect on the number of entrepreneurs who got together in 1974, 50 years ago, to start Investec. There were very few. And yet today, 50 years later, this is an international firm. This employs the likes of myself. It employs the people I employ in my team. It pays taxes. It helps, it employs people who themselves pay taxes. It really is a huge contributor. But not only that, it also does initiatives such as these through CSR. So that's why I get very excited when I get to be around entrepreneurs, because I reflect on, if it was not the entrepreneurs that got together 50 years ago to establish, to build what it is today, Investec, we wouldn't be able to do the kind of social investment initiatives that we're doing. We wouldn't be able to employ the many people that we're employing. We wouldn't be playing our part in the paying of taxes as a corporate. We wouldn't be playing our part in the enabling people who are employees to pay taxes and therefore make a contribution to society. And that's why I really want to say to all of you that it might feel like early days, but you are a very special breed of people who we appreciate, who we must encourage, and it doesn't mean it's any easier, even with our support, even with our encouragement. It doesn't mean it's any easier, but it is important. It is important. And I really want to challenge all of you, because I often look at two baskets of possible pieces of entrepreneurship. One is what I often, and many others too, refer to as necessity entrepreneurship. When people go into entrepreneurship because they need to survive, there's nothing wrong with it. When people go into entrepreneurship because there's lack of opportunities for them to become active economic participants, there's nothing wrong with it. But I really want us to be thinking long and hard around this other basket, which is that of opportunity entrepreneurship, which elevates us from necessity entrepreneurship to opportunity entrepreneurship, which is the creation of an enterprise in response to a new or often an overlooked opportunity, an overlooked gap. And I really think that this is it. Whilst for many it might start at necessity, for others we are already seeing it, and I'm seeing it in the presentation of this cohort and previous cohort, that many others is not just about necessity. It's seeing a gap. It's seeing a gap and wanting to mine that gap in a way that adds value and in a way that derives value. And I really want us to look around us in many respects and start really testing whether there isn't an opportunity that could be mined, but an opportunity that just isn't mined selfishly, but it is mined in a way that makes a huge difference in people's lives. Really, I am in awe of the prospect of you making a positive impact on society and the economy, and the potential for your own financial independence. All this excites me. People often want to shy away from the fact that we are in entrepreneurship to drive towards financial independence. There's nothing wrong with it. But I think as a social development practitioner, the combination of making a positive impact on society, making a positive impact on the economy, and really in the process, working towards your own financial independence that will enable you perhaps even reach the status of becoming a philanthropist one day, also excites me. So there's nothing wrong with that at all. I am encouraged by what I have seen. I am encouraged by your drive and desire to bring your ideas to fruition. And that's what you're going to do. Consistency is what's going to be key here. You can't lose steam, even as difficult as it may seem. This desire to make a meaningful difference is what we must drive at constantly. So I'm very, very excited at all of you and what you've gone and achieved. And I really want to encourage you, as lonely and hard as it may be, as Stephen Kosef would say, put your head down and keep batting, keep batting, keep batting. And you will be amazed at how much progress you will make. Every single step you make forward is not a step backwards. And you are growing as an entrepreneur. And I'm even encouraged by the fact that amidst all these desires to make a difference entrepreneurially, you would create time for a program such as this. Because entrepreneurs, like all other people, should also create space for self-development, but even more so when they are in a space that is not well understood by many, to at least surround yourself with opportunities such as a startup school and many others that are aimed at just widening your horizon as an entrepreneur. I really am very, very encouraged by all of you. And I want to take this opportunity to say, you know, they're never losers, even as we're about to go into the announcements of results. When you've gone through an exercise and a journey such as the startup school that you've undertaken, there are never losers. We always lose. We always win in one way or the other. And that's what we must look at it. It is not only about the financial prize. It is also about the process. It is about the journey. It is about the testing that perhaps some buttons were pushed in the process, and a light bulb went on at some point. And this is what we've got to soldier on to. Look out for similar kind of opportunities to build yourself as an entrepreneur. Because entrepreneurship, I often say, is a muscle. It is a muscle that you've got to develop. But the muscle that you develop through practice, through exercise, through doing, and through really courageous kind of risk-taking moves. Of course, responsibly so. You develop this entrepreneurship muscle. You know, nothing ever beats what I call the MBA of life, which continues to teach you on many levels, but even importantly, on the entrepreneurial front. It is experience that you must always seek to leverage, because you are on your way to making a difference, not only just to your family, to your communities, but to society at large. So I really want to take this opportunity to thank you, to congratulate you for having taken the time out to be part of this program, but most importantly, to say to all of you, do not despair, do not give up on this journey. It is a long and hard road, but it's a road that many of us appreciate. You need to travel, and not only just for yourselves, but you need to travel for all of us. You need to travel in order to make a difference. So I on that note, want to give you a round of applause for having pushed this far once again. I want to take this opportunity as I change gear into the presentation of results to really firstly acknowledge all those who completed the course, but I also want to acknowledge particularly those who were shortlisted. And I really want to take a minute or two going and acknowledging you one by one, because we as a panel of judges were humbled in many respects, but we're encouraged by what we saw, your tenacity, your drive. And I must commend that more and more as we run through this program and have many different cohorts, we are encouraged by the breed of an entrepreneur that's coming through. An entrepreneur at a personal level, the way in which people present their ideas, the passion with which they present their ideas, the drive with which, and the sincerity. You can see that people sincerely are seeing opportunity here and are seeing the need to make a difference. I really want to, without much further ado, say and acknowledge one by one, as I said. And the first one, in no order, by the way, in no order, is Gentle Ginger Holdings with Kasi Gas, Tabo Mgomezu. Well done, Bud, for all that which you've done. And then, of course, Happiness Mieza with HYM Enterprise, Luyanda Majosi with Enigmatic Cotton, and of course, Denique with B&D Kitty Signature. Wow. With me having little babas at home, I can appreciate what you're trying to do here. Move Africa, Lesego Mpiani, Retro Media, Adalise Delanga, Juicify. I mean, Banati, I still, I laugh at myself because my initial reaction were when I saw this name, I thought we were going to be talking different makes of juices. But of course, we do talk cell phone language. My cell phone is run out of juice. And that's what you are playing on, Juicify. So well done to you. Khumelo, with Khumelo Letu Foundation. Wow, awesome. You know, the other piece that came through very strongly is the extent, again, through social enterprises, the desire to make a difference, to do good, but generate value while doing good was very encouraging. Margaret with MRN Designs, awesome idea. Zuki Swatembe with Zuki Home Textile. Really, this is a group of entrepreneurs who are solid, who are on their way in many respects, who have done extremely well. So to this shortlisted grouping of students, I really want to take a moment again and congratulate all of you. Of course, there must be a winner, and it is hard to choose the financial winner. I've already said we're all winners in many respects, and Stuart alluded to how difficult this is, and alluded to some of the aspects that are important when we consider whether to who to award this prize. And one of the pieces is will this prize make a difference? Will winning this prize shift or help shift the needle in the positive for this business? It's an important consideration because, of course, our prize is 100,000. It's small. It's, of course, significant in some respect, but small in other contexts because what you require is millions, and 100,000 is not going to shift the dial somewhat. And it is an important piece, and this is why you would hear as part of the entry into this or the submission to be considered for this prize, there is an ask of what would you do if you were to win this prize money? How would you use it? Because one of the key things that we must take into account is the extent to which it's likely going to make a difference. There is a piece around runs on the board to the extent to which you've tested in many different ways and have put somewhat runs on the board, and that's really, very important. And runs on the board doesn't mean a century, 2 centuries, whatever it is. It does mean that you've tested somewhat, and the proof of concept has given us a sense that there is something here, and that we also look at. Stuart jokes about jockeys and not necessarily getting you all to be horse riders. But I think the most important piece that we also consider is, did the jockey, in the way that they presented, but also in the CV that they've attached, in the way that they've come across, in the material that they've put together, did they give you a sense that they're the right jockey to back? In some instances, I mean, we joke about this again, because given what we were exposed to, sometimes we find the right jockeys, but we wonder whether they're on the right horses. But it's important, I guess, to understand that, and this is why you've got to back yourself. This is why you've got to develop yourself. This is why is that investors in businesses, as much as they invest in the concept, they back a jockey. They back a jockey. They invest in the person. And that's important. And to the extent to which any of you may have overlooked it, my advice to you is to take a moment and to really test to the extent to which you back yourself and to the extent to which you carry yourself in a manner in which would convince others that you're the right jockey to back. It's not always easy, but it is an important consideration. Social impact, possible social impact of this business, be it in job creation, be it in addressing a societal need, is also something that we take into account. Prospects of sustainability and long-term sustainability, and the huge ask overall having looked at all these pieces, is for us as investors to say, forget for a moment that the 100,000 is made available by investing. But imagine this 100,000 to be yours. Would you invest your own personal money in this business? It's a very important consideration, and it's often difficult because it changes dynamics, but it's important because what would you? What are the things you think about? Having thought about runs on the board, having thought about the jockey, having thought about social impact, having thought about the chances of it getting, people's understanding of their competitors and how they were to navigate their competitors. And I, with this, and sometimes I say, you think about it here, but you feel it in the gut. Would I personally invest my own money into the business? And all that comes into the mix and helps us in ultimately arriving. And I can assure you, it is not only a one-person decision. It is the panel that decides. And ultimately, there is a process of discussing each of these and arriving. And having gone through this exercise, it is indeed my pleasure and honor on behalf of Startup School, panel of judges, Investec and Investec CSI to announce today's winner of 100,000 rand. Ladies and gentlemen, and the winner is Luyanda Majosi, Enigmatic Cotton. Whoa. Congratulations. Well done, and best wishes to you.
Yo, what an exciting outcome. And thank you so much, Seth, for those inspiring words. And we really do appreciate everything that you're doing to develop entrepreneurs. Luyanda, I hope that you are jumping up and down and are extremely excited. Well done. And again, well done to absolutely everybody who is here today. You are all winners. And with that, I want to wish you all of the very best and a very warm welcome to the Startup School family. And we will continue to stay in touch with you. Keep us informed. Let us know how you're doing. Let us know what you're doing. Let us know the successes. Let us know the failures. We want to know it all. We are very proud of you, and I hope that you all have a fantastic rest of your afternoon and an even better weekend. Please do make sure that you sign up to the alumni page. All right, make sure that you keep your profile alive on the alumni page. You have now got lifetime access to the content, as well as being part of Startup School's alumni network, meaning all sorts of exciting and powerful things. So please don't forget to keep your profile active and alive on the alumni page. And we will see you again very, very soon. I'm going to leave the chat open for a few more moments, and we can all say our goodbyes. And congratulations. Well done, Luyanda, again, and well done to everybody who is here today.